Hello and welcome back to Spyro Year of the Dragon, Part 17. And in this part, we are starting up the third world. Yes, after Bianca threatened us with incalculable doom and error and such.
And then warning, omen, soothsayer witch.
No, I never actually liked Omen so much, but then again, I know very little about her.
Well, omen the person?
Yes, Omen.
Who is omen the person?
Omen the person is the alternative name for one of the earlier female Teen Titans, who then got turned into Lilith.
Oh, really?
Yep.
No, there were a lot of I think there were a lot of obscure characters in the Teen Titans run that I saw,
Yeah.
but they didn't include Lilith.
So, this particular hub world is honestly a bit more difficult to navigate than any of the other ones, specifically because there's a shit ton of water in between all of the goddamn
Water.
levels. And Spyro's swimming controls are fine, but it makes collecting all the shit in the hub world rather tedious and difficult.
For example,
There is a particular dragon egg inside the whale that you would only get if you have a biblical childhood.
as in Jonah in the, was it Jonah in the whale? Is that the name of it?
I believe yes. The story is
Stubby. We wish Stubby much luck in a most worthy endeavor.
Yes, we do.
Fire sparklers.
Yes, because that's Fireworks Factory, which is the last level that we'll be doing in this hub.
Oh, I see. So they do the Crash Bandicoot thing of warming you up to the trope of the level.
Yes.
Well,
Hi.
I eat you.
Hi.
Ha 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 ha. Starring fruit characters.
Yes, I decided to have Jonah become the co-founder of VeggieTales.
But vegetables aren't fruit.
Yes, but I had to make it somewhat different. They are in an alternate dimension after
Yes.
all.
Oh, in the dream.
Although I'm not entirely sure if the Spyro universe lines up with the many worlds interpretation or not.
The many worlds interpretation?
Yes.
As in, like,
Given the expense and infiniteness of the reality that we live in, it is quite likely and in fact guaranteed that all possible realities have or will have happened or will happen in the near future.
so you call that the many worlds theory.
Yep.
I know that same theory by the name of the multiverse theory, which I also subscribe to.
Okay.
The universe is just too big for there not to be these things. Like Pokemon. There's totally a universe where there's Pokemon in it.
Please.
Believe in it. Know it. Never see it.
Oh.
But just be thankful that it's probably out there.
But I don't get to experience it, which means it's taunting me with its less than proved existence.
Well, that's okay, because there's another you out there that is totally living these things up.
Yeah, but he's a dick. Anyway, yeah, I do not do this hub roll all that efficiently, honestly. There are a couple of dragon eggs that I ended up being right next to and didn't collect.
Gee, I wonder what he's gonna demand in exchange for.
To capture this dim-witted furball, so you better believe he's not going to get out cheap.
1,000 gems to free this
Getting
creature.
all this money, Spyro. It's not just lying around on the ground, is it?
Most of it is.
Yes, moneybags. Stand there and be rich. A duplicitous
Duplicitous, Larcenous, Ursine.
The first rejuvenating breath of freedom. With the humility of a wounded sparrow, I genuflect to my noble deliverer.
I love Bentley.
Oh, he's doing the pretentious dumb guy trope.
Was I who let you out? Why, you brazenly avaricious, duplicitous, larcenous Ursine! Now hold on.
Yes. Kill him.
More, perhaps,
Kill him more.
at least.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Bentley.
Bentley.
Please do afford me the sublime honor of enjoying your visitation in the nearest future.
Oh, I love the pretentious dumb guy trope.
Here's the thing: he's not dumb. He's certainly like verbose, and has a very extensive vocabulary. But no, Bentley is actually one of the smartest characters in this universe.
Or maybe it's because of how recently I was reading up on how, like, if you use too many big words, then you give the impression that nobody knows, that you don't know what you're talking about.
While that is true, he actually is using all of those terms correctly. So
Yes,
there.
like avaricious or Ursine.
Larcenous and Duplicitous.
I can't remember what duplicitous means, but I'm sure he knows what he's talking about.
Well, Duplicitous in this state refers to the fact that Moneybags just double-crossed the sorceress.
That sounds right. Dupe. Two possible ways, one being chosen over the other. What vernacular?
Vernacular is awesome. Vernacular is also a really awesome word to say.
Yes. It's totally not like vocabulary, which means the exact same fucking thing, but
Synonyms are still a good thing.
vernacular has one fewer syllable, therefore it's valid. Ted!
That was an in-joke, unfortunately, and I'm not about to explain that one.
I was, if only for a moment, I was looking forward to Ted one day becoming Mark Wahlberg's best friend for life.
No, man. Okay, Ted 1 is an alright movie, but it ends fucking terribly. I hate the ending to Ted 1. Ted 2 is fucking superfluous in all of its merits.
Wait, what was Mark Wahlberg's name from Ted?
I forget. That's how terrible his character is.
Fuck. I wanted to do my impression of retarded Ted, but I wanted to get the name right.
Forever and ever?
Your magical witch word.
Spyro, but first I must attend to my young sibling. I'm afraid he may have gotten himself into trouble during my absence.
Yes, you have to do Bentley's mission before you can go back and finish off the rest of.
We're Bentley the Loquacious.
Hey, bro, it'd be really cool if you smash that boulder. A swift smack should do the trick.
How long have you been sitting here, Bartholomew?
Bartholomew. Who put these snowballs here?
It was the Rhinox. I promise.
This is easily the most intelligent brute I've ever seen in any video game.
And mind you, you've actually played Gears of War, where the brutes in that game were, humans.
But nobody ever accused them of being smart.
Ah.
As I recall from Egoraptor's shorts, they're more akin to just growling and yelling at each other, and then taking women and then smacking them repeatedly for no reason.
Your spin move to deflect the snowball into the gong. I bet we can make the roof cave in.
I dislike this move.
What? We're learning?
Yes, we're learning. We're learning Bentley's basic movesets. However, However, the spin move that Bentley has is mostly freaking useless.
Brian. He was also briefly mistaken as the Messiah.
Yes, he was. But we don't like to talk about that particular thing. Mostly because I've not actually seen Life of Brian.
It is. I would give that one view. It is pretty funny. It's just not quite as memorable as the Holy Grail.
Well, I didn't actually like Holy Grail. I don't. I mean, I know that's blasphemous to say, but see, the spin move didn't work there. But Holy Grail has got a lot of lengthy jokes that just don't work for me. Like for example, one of the times when I was first viewing it, we ended up having to cut it short so I could go home. But I ended up on the scene where one of the knights ends up getting stranded in the nun's whorehouse.
Yes.
And it's like, we spend a shitload of time here, and we don't even get to actually see the comedic payoff.
That part was kind of dumb, especially because there was no real freaking point. But
Yeah.
then that's kind of the theme for the whole.
That is the thing about the Monty Python. A lot of the Monty Python skits is that a lot of them
They're
are
all-
pointless, and I'm okay with some of them as long as they don't take up so much of the time. For example, the Demon Rabbit Guardian, that is actually a really funny bit for me.
Look at the bones.
And I like the Black Knight skit too until the tail end, where it's just like, okay, we've run this gambit now, we can move on.
Yeah, but even the movie is aware of its own bad tropes because, like, if you remember during the Castle Anthrax sequence, that was the one where Galahad was in the nun's whorehouse. All the characters just on yelling, "Get on with it!" Just get on with it. And then he would later develop an addiction to cocaine.
No. In this world, it's crystal dust.
Crystal
okay?
dust. Oh yeah. It reminds me of a joke that I came up with the other night. Is because I was explaining to my buddy how much StarCraft 2 I was playing. So I said, collecting crystals can be really addicting.
Well, the thing is, the minerals in StarCraft actually do have their own name. I think they're referred to as terrazine, but I'm not entirely sure.
I thought they were just called minerals.
Well, for gameplay purposes, that's all they need to be called, but they do actually have their own name, and I forget what it is. I want to say it's terrazine, but I'm not sure.
Windmill. Got you.
The spin move is really cool, but useless. I say that as, you know, it's the foundation of a lot of this particular level's gimmick. You know, deflecting projectiles back at specific points.
Well, mostly seals. I notice.
Yes.
See, this guy, for example, he doesn't have a thing that you can spin against.
So you just had to smack him with the ice
Just
claw.
gotta smack him. I'll start being loquacious and vernaculicious and then smack you repeatedly with my blunt object.
No, vernaculicious is not a term, Cloud.
Bully!
No, this jump is more annoying than it
What the
looks.
fuck? What? Oh, and you can't adjust the distance between the two? That
No.
sucks. Oh,
There,
we
we
did
made
it.
it.
How many tries did that take you?
Only
Post in
3.
the comments if that pissed you off growing up. Bartholomew, how do you keep getting in these places?
Bartholomew is more agile than we are.
Eric! I shot the wyvern, but I did not shoot the paladin.
You see, it's so much easier when Cloud explains the jokes, because then I don't have to.
But I'm not.
Alright, and in the next part, we will be returning to World 2 in order to finish
And
it
we'll
off.
be returning to more esoteric jokes.
Maybe.
Somewhat esoteric jokes. I am in no way representative of the total knowledge.